That's cool.
Another mindless game from Konami. Dracula. Woo!
You gotta play it.
We gotta play the.
Oh, you're going to use this as white milk evidence. I know. Don't use this as white milk. Itchy still hates you.
Well, that's true. That's true. When they bite down, that's a problem. The braces get you. The braces have it. Like a Decker pepper.
Oh god, okay, yeah. Who is who are?
Dude, he was like using his feet earlier. He's doing.
Oh, that's a good way to get out of it.
footage.
Oh, that would be Brad. Brad, I can hang money. Come on, come on.
Shopping, shopping, shopping.
Plus, they were steaming hot.
Right out.
Oh, cool. So I always liked it.
Now, in my case, in my training a few years ago, I specifically went into anime as well as narration and different other facets of voiceover work because I've discovered the child within and I ain't letting go. I really like that. You can grow up, you can
Still play like a kid and do all kinds of stuff, and it's so much fun because nobody looks at you. They like you to do it, they want to pay you to do it, and it's just so much fun. I just like it very much.
And that's the kind of motivation we talk about pay because this is it's a job, but it's a great job. You know, to actually be able to make a living in this world doing something that you really enjoy, I'm looking forward to. It's just basically for me that kind of motivation. It is seriously that child within you still gets to play no matter how old I get. And another thing I like about doing the voiceover work in general is like Bill and I were talking upstairs is that it doesn't matter. The older you get, you know, nobody knows. It's wonderful. So therefore, you are still allowed that outlet of being able to express yourself and just be a child again for those few moments.
I think what I said upstairs was that you don't have to shave and you don't have to do sit-ups anymore when you make the transition from on camera to voice. When I was a kid, I grew up on Bugs Bunny and Kid Mother Lila, and so I was watching all that stuff, and I always had a cartoon passion, Johnny Quest and all those things. But I really got into this because of Kato, Bert Kwok on the Pink Panther movies. I had seen, I didn't know his name was Bert Kwok, but I knew that he was Kato, and I loved the Pink Panther movies. And, sorry?
She was asleep. She said Kato Kaelin.
Is
that Kato Kaelin?
No, he's the character, I'm sure, everybody knows this. Kato on, manservant Kato on the Pink Panther with Clouseau. And I became a James Bond nut as soon as my parents allowed me to go see, and they were Connery Bonds. And at the climax of Only the Twice, the Chinese technician about to launch Blofeld's rocket is doing the countdown. 3 minutes and counting. Richard, you saw the first Austin Powers. That's also right out of He even has it on.
All right.
Thank you. Really. I don't have.
Basil,
Hey, man.
something for the camera?
Hi, I'm Basil. I'm not dressed up as anything. I was in 9th grade, remember I was eating, I get stuff to eat breakfast. Yep. Remember I sat outside.
Together we have $7.25.
Yeah?
And together I have. I had $50. Pero usted me casó, otra vez tenemos que Sí. animated characters is really cool. I mean, because you can do things that you would never get to do in real life, even if you're dubbing like a live action, and I've done that also, but the animation you can just do like lots of crazy, wild things. Done voices for inanimate objects and animals and things like that.
Great.
Study.
Take a lot of theater classes, take a lot of choir, anything that trains your voice, and we'll teach you how to enunciate and act.
Apart from taking the classes, by the way, I would try not to take classes from actors. I would try to take classes from people who weren't. I always try to take classes from people who can cast me. But also, apart from taking your classes and being ready to perform, the whole getting an agent process is a lot of tedium and you have to have a lot of diligence about it. After you make your tape, which is a whole thing in itself, set aside your $500 to $700 just to record things and get it reproduced and get a good-looking label and find the tag affiliated agents in your area and submit to those agents like 3-4 times a year. They'll get your tape, it should be 2.5 minutes long, no more than 3 minutes, they'll probably throw it away. Send it again, they'll probably throw it away. Send it again, they'll go, I've heard of her. So be very diligent, and then, for me anyway, it's not the kind of thing you can do part-time. For me, it's a full-time job. It took me 2 or 3 years to make a living at it. And before then, it was, being able to do a secretarial job or doing something to make ends meet, because you don't always book a job. You might get a job, they pay $350, and you're, oh my God, I want to make $350 for 20 minutes. Okay, you don't work again for 6 weeks, though. So, next.
Well, like I said, I think you should take a lot of classes. If you're young, especially, take any class on acting. Get a lot of acting experience, get on stage and stuff. I don't have an agent. I'm probably one of the few people in this industry that doesn't. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and the job I got, word of mouth, led to another job, and then that led to another job. But I do think at a certain point you should get an agent. I'm looking into that as well, because there's just so far the little, even though
an agent, and was from the process of, I just auditioned, and it just kind of, I want to say kind of fell in my lap, although I did go out for, I did audition. I think confidence is a big thing. Don't be scared to go in an audition. I think the most important thing, of course, I'm not a professional in the industry. There's people with a lot more experience and that done a lot more variety of work than I have. I feel like I've done a good variety in anime, but yeah, you have to be confident. You can't go in and be timid and totally. I think saying you have to be a kid, be a confident kid.
Well, if you're having fun, you're going to come across as confident anyway. And when I first auditioned for Dragon Ball Z, I didn't expect to get a part. I just wanted to do this because I always wanted to try it. And I was just going in to have a good time. And I had a blast. After the audition, I went, that was fun. And they went, thank you. I went, bye. And it happened to work out for me because I was having a good time. And if you're, really, this is such a wacky industry to get into anyway. And anybody who wants to get into this always wanted to try to do cartoon voices. So at an audition, just have a blast, I through. It was my turn to talk again.
That's okay. I love a story, but I went in with I went in with a little piece of notebook paper. Okay, I went in and it was totally unprofessional, and I put whatever related experience I had, like the theater work I'd done in school and different things like that, and I just wrote it and went in and auditioned. That's what I did. Most people have their resume and their demo reel. Sometimes they don't have their demo reel when I auditioning for a job like this. But I had fun, and I was nervous in my first audition, but you had to work through that. You have to kind of kick it to the side, and that would be my best advice that I could give to you.
There's another reason to get as much experience on stage as you can before you go to a professional audition, because the more auditions you do off of that, the more professional you're going to go in there. And you learn how to scan like
Never let them see you split. In my particular case, when we were talking about motivation earlier, in my particular case, I was a musician for many years. I was a drummer, and actually I did come back after.
Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know anything about what the other actors are making. I have no idea. But one thing that's cool about anime is that I feel like that there's a great diversity of roles for women, and that's part of my I like to do live action acting also, you know, kind of trying to get my foot more into that. And I feel like a lot of roles for women just suck. You know, you're either someone's wife or your mother or your girlfriend, and it's always the same thing, and I can't stand that. You know, you get tired of being the same thing, and that's what, in most live action, that's what you're cast for. You're someone's girlfriend or something. So, it's maybe getting a little better now, but I still feel like there's not a lot of strong roles for women, and I feel like in anime, there's a lot of work. There's, you know, women science officers and fighter pilots and just a huge array of things that you can be. And it's great. I feel like that's a positive side of it. But as far as who gets more work or how much people make, I have no idea. So
and in voiceover, it gives you the opportunity of being able to do any of the voices that you want. In animation, I can audition for infants, boy or girl, toddlers, boy, girl, teenagers, girls, women, mothers, and old ladies. So that gives me a lot of characters. In animation, on commercial radio or in promotional radio, it's a lot of men's jobs, and the promotional especially. I don't know if you, you know, when you don't really pay attention to it when you watch TV and you hear, coming up next on NBC, it's always a man. On Fox Kids, you'll hear a teenage girl come on. It's very, very seldom though. For all the movies on the trailers, Paramount Pictures presents Jimmy Neutron, it's always a man. So that end of the business is completely unfair. It's completely bent over to the men's side.
I like the industrial stuff. That's mostly...
Yeah, and it is unfair, but, you know, they've done studies and people really aren't going to listen to women. They're going to pay attention when a man's voice speaks, and that's just the nature, I think, of the resonance that a man has, the nature of the man's voice. So it's nice that there is the animation end of voiceover where you can get paid to speak like a baby. And it's okay if you sound funny.
But I think in animation, women have the advantage because there are so many more roles that they can audition for. They can be women, they can be children, like you said, and infants. And as a man, you're going to be in the male.
Well, I disagree a little bit because, you notice the Warner Brothers shows for the last 4 years have been Batman and all the shows. They don't have any little kids in them. I mean, after Tiny Toons and Animaniacs, then all you had was the big dark ones. You know, even, what's that other show? Somebody just said it a while ago. But a lot of these power shows with all the superheroes, they have a lot of different men's voices and no little kids, no girls with small voices. They're all like, you know, butch kind of women.
You do that too.
You just did it. I know, but I can't hold it for that long to compete with the real, like Kira, she has a lot of to her voice.
That's not going to be very good for that rumor. Never mind. No!
Let's hear about this rumor.
Are we still on the same question? I had to step away. As far as gender goes, this business, the business of acting is a tough business in general. It's horrible for women. It is absolutely brutal for women. It is all based on uh,